The Eagles' recent victory was one of those games that makes you sit back and really appreciate what this team is capable of when everything clicks. And there's so much to unpack from the performance. Let's start with the big picture. It was a crucial win. At first glance, the matchup against the Bills might have seemed inconsequential, but the implications are now enormous. With the Bears losing, Philadelphia is in prime position to secure a higher playoff seed, potentially even getting 2 or 3 home games depending on how the rest of the season unfolds. So, while the score might have been tight, 13-12, the win carries a lot of weight, especially when you look at the way the defense executed. They completely shut down the Bills in the first half, something that hasn't happened since 2023. And considering how explosive the Bills' offense has been, that's no small feat. James Cook, a player who usually dictates the pace and creates opportunities at will, was effectively neutralized, and Josh Allen was unable to make the kind of plays that have become his signature. The Eagles' defensive line made the Bills' offensive line look shaky and inconsistent, and much of that credit goes to Jalen Carter. Carter has officially returned to form, and it shows. Whatever procedures he went through on his shoulders, he came back stronger than ever. He was getting sacks, shutting down the run, and causing constant problems for Buffalo's offense. It was a masterclass performance, and it's clear that his presence alone elevates the entire defensive front. The Bills had a player complaining about minor contact, acting like he'd been physically attacked, and while it makes for a funny moment, it also underscores just how dominant the Eagles were in every trench battle. The physicality, the pressure, the relentless pursuit of the quarterback. It all worked perfectly for Philadelphia. Alongside Carter, players like Moro Drumo and Jalen Hunt also made significant contributions with sacks and pressures that disrupted the rhythm of the Bills' offense. The linebacker group was equally impressive, with relentless energy and instinctive play. Zach Bond, in particular, had an incredible game, making impactful tackles, nearly forcing fumbles and covering ground like he had eyes in the back of his head. His presence made plays all over the field, proving to be a constant headache for the opposition. G. Campbell and other members of the linebacker corps complemented him perfectly, showing that this defensive unit is as deep and talented as any in the league. Watching them operate against the run, you'd think Nico Dean was in the lineup, so well-coordinated and aggressive were they in every play. And the secondary wasn't just holding up, they were thriving. Cooper Dean had his best game of the season, racking up tackles and reading plays with precision, even after giving up a long reception. Dory Jackson and Marcus Epps also contributed major plays, with Epps drawing some penalties but still asserting his presence on the field. The Eagles' defense created a series of 3-and-outs, forcing the Bills into uncomfortable positions and allowing the offense to play with manageable leads. It was a complete team effort, a performance that deserves high marks across the board. On special teams, Jake Elliott continued to prove his reliability, hitting 2 critical field goals, including one from 47 yards out. Those points mattered tremendously in a game decided by a single score, highlighting how every phase of the game contributed to the victory. Moving to the offense, there were moments of brilliance, particularly in the first half. The Eagles came out with a clear plan to assert control, and it worked. Jalen Cooking, along with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, created opportunities, and the integration of Dallas Goedert added another layer of effectiveness. The offensive line held up, allowing the quarterbacks and playmakers to execute in rhythm. It wasn't a perfect game, and the second half showed some areas of concern, especially with drops from receivers like Devontae Smith, whose hands have been a bit shaky in recent outings. While the weather could excuse some mistakes, it's something that must be cleaned up as the team moves toward the playoffs. Despite these hiccups, A.J. Brown hitting 1,000 yards and Goddard tallying 11 touchdowns underscores just how much firepower this offense brings to the table. The strategy in the second half seemed cautious, leaning heavily on analytics and clock management, but questions remain about the consistency of the unit against top-tier opponents. This pattern of strong first halves followed by more conservative second halves has appeared multiple times this season, leaving fans and analysts to wonder if adjustments are enough or if the play calling needs a more aggressive approach. Still, the win itself demonstrates the Eagles' resilience and ability to execute when it counts, both in limiting a high-powered offense like Buffalo's and in making the plays necessary to secure a narrow but meaningful victory. Watching the game, it was clear that every unit contributed in critical moments, from the defensive line's relentless pressure to the secondary's disciplined coverage to the precise execution of special teams, and even the offensive playmakers stepping up when needed. It's a testament to the depth and talent of this team and sets the stage for a thrilling push toward playoff positioning. The energy, intensity, and focus displayed by the Eagles throughout this matchup should give fans confidence in the team's capacity to compete against any opponent and maintain the kind of form that can carry them deep into the postseason. The blend of veteran leadership and emerging talent, from Carter and Bond to the offensive stars, highlights a balance that can be extremely difficult for opposing teams to counter. And while there are areas to refine, particularly on the offensive side when the team faces high-caliber defenses, the performance overall proves that this Eagles squad is dangerous and poised to make a significant impact as the season reaches its critical stages. Every tackle, every sack, every pass defended contributed to a narrative of discipline and preparation, showcasing a defense that is capable of bending but not breaking, and an offense that can strike when opportunities arise. The level of detail in individual performances, from the precise field goal kicks to the timely plays in the secondary, all reflects a team that is synchronized and aware of the stakes at hand. These kinds of games reinforce the message that the Eagles are not just winning. They are imposing their identity on opponents, dictating tempo, and proving that their combination of strategy, skill, and athleticism can be a blueprint for success in high-pressure scenarios. Even with minor inconsistencies, the team's cohesion and adaptability make them a formidable opponent for anyone, and the recent win over the Bills is a clear demonstration of their capability to dominate in critical moments. The narrative of the season up to this point is being written with performances like this, where every unit on the team contributes meaningfully, and the margin between victory and defeat is determined by preparation, focus, and execution on every single play. The Eagles are signaling, with games like this, that they are a team to be reckoned with, and their trajectory suggests that the postseason could be very exciting for both the team and its fans. As the Eagles move forward, the discussion inevitably turns to the consistency of the offense, particularly when facing teams that can adjust quickly and force them into uncomfortable positions. While the first half of the recent game was marked by efficiency and dominance, the second half showed glimpses of vulnerability. The team seemed to lean on a cautious, analytics-driven approach, managing the clock and playing conservatively, which is understandable when trying to protect a narrow lead. Yet, for fans and analysts alike, it raises questions about the offensive philosophy and the ability to sustain momentum against elite competition. Devontae Smith's drops, while partially excusable due to weather conditions, reflect a recurring theme of unreliability in critical moments. This is a point that cannot be ignored as the playoffs approach, because in high-stakes games, every missed opportunity can be decisive. A.J. Brown's 1,000-yard season and Dallas Goedert's remarkable touchdown count highlight the offensive talent on display, but even the most skilled players must execute consistently to capitalize on every chance. Despite these second-half concerns, the Eagles' offensive line deserves credit for providing the foundation for the passing game and protecting the quarterback under pressure. Their performance allowed the playmakers to operate with confidence, and when the rhythm was right, the offense was beautiful to watch, fluid, sharp, and able to create big plays when needed. However, the reliance on conservative play calling raises concerns about adaptability and creativity in high-pressure situations. The blend of offensive firepower and defensive dominance has been the defining story of the season for Philadelphia. The defensive front, led by Jalen Carter, continues to set the tone, forcing opponents into uncomfortable positions and creating opportunities that can be capitalized on by the offense. Each sack, each tackle for loss, and each well-timed blitz has shifted momentum, emphasizing the Eagles' ability to dictate the flow of the game. Zach Bond's coverage, G. Campbell's tackling, And Cooper Dean's awareness in the secondary reinforced the point that this defense operates as a cohesive unit, capable of handling complex offensive schemes with discipline and aggression. The coordination across units, from defensive line to linebackers to secondary, is nothing short of impressive. Watching the team execute on the field, it's clear that preparation and attention to detail are priorities, and the players are responding in ways that consistently produce results. Special teams also played a pivotal role in the recent victory, with Jake Elliott's precise field goals proving crucial in a game decided by a single point. His consistency under pressure provides a stabilizing factor for the team, demonstrating that every unit is contributing to the Eagles' success. As the season progresses, the focus on situational football, execution under pressure, and minimizing errors will become increasingly critical. The offense must address the moments of inconsistency and develop strategies to maintain dominance throughout all four quarters. While first-half performances have been strong, the challenge is sustaining that intensity and efficiency for the entire game, especially against playoff-caliber opponents. The narrative of the Eagles season is not just about individual talent. It is about the integration of every unit into a cohesive, disciplined team. From defensive stalwarts creating opportunities to offensive stars converting those chances, the team operates with a sense of balance and purpose that is rare at this level of competition. The synergy between the offense, defense, and special teams has been a hallmark of this squad, and maintaining that balance will be key as they face tougher opponents in the postseason. Looking deeper, the team's ability to adjust to in-game situations, weather conditions, and opponent strategies will define their trajectory. The coaching staff must continue to refine approaches, enhance play calling, and ensure that players are confident and prepared to execute under all circumstances. While some questions remain regarding second-half performance, the overall picture is one of a team capable of greatness. Every unit contributes to a larger narrative of preparation, execution, and resilience, and the recent games have highlighted both the potential and areas for improvement. Fans can take comfort in the fact that the Eagles have the talent, the depth, and the mindset to compete at a high level, even when facing adversity. The blend of experience and youth across the roster provides flexibility and adaptability, ensuring that the team can respond to different challenges as the season progresses. As the playoffs approach, the pressure will increase, and the margins for error will shrink. Every tackle, pass, sack, and decision will carry heightened significance, and the Eagles will need to be at their best in all phases of the game to make a deep run. The team's performance in critical matchups, particularly against high-caliber opponents, will serve as a litmus test for both talent and strategy. Players like Jalen Carter, Zach Bond, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert are not just stars. They are leaders who can influence the outcome through their performance, presence, and ability to elevate the play of teammates around them. Each week, the team faces the challenge of maintaining focus, intensity, and execution, and the ability to do so consistently will define their season. The defensive dominance displayed in games like the recent matchup against Buffalo creates opportunities for the offense, and the team must continue to capitalize on these chances to secure victories and position themselves favorably in the playoff picture. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers around the league have grown louder, and fans are buzzing with excitement. TYREEK Hill could be on the verge of making a historic move to the Philadelphia Eagles. The speculation, if true, would mark one of the most monumental acquisitions in franchise history, potentially redefining the way the Eagles are viewed both offensively and in the championship conversation. Hill, known for his game-breaking speed and uncanny ability to turn any play into a highlight reel, has long been a coveted weapon in the NFL. Rumors suggest that the Eagles' front office has been aggressively pursuing the star receiver, seeing him not just as a complementary piece, but as the centerpiece of a new era. League insiders are hinting at high-level negotiations that could shake up the market for elite wideouts. The buzz is fueled by Philadelphia's persistent pursuit of explosive talent, with the organization reportedly willing to make bold moves to secure Hill's signature. If the deal comes to fruition, it would elevate the Eagles' offensive arsenal to unprecedented heights, pairing Hill's relentless deep threat ability with a quarterback known for precision and playmaking. Analysts are already speculating how defenses across the league would have to adjust, potentially opening doors for other playmakers and changing the very dynamics of the NFC East. For fans, the mere possibility of Hill donning the midnight green has sparked feverish debate across social media platforms. Jerseys could fly off shelves, and ticket demand might surge as supporters imagine the electrifying moments that could unfold on the field. Yet, the move is not without its risks. Contract negotiations, chemistry with the team, and injury concerns all linger in the background. Still, the potential reward seems to outweigh the hesitation, making this rumored signing one of the most tantalizing what-ifs in recent memory. If Hill lands in Philadelphia, the Eagles could very well claim their boldest, most headline-grabbing acquisition ever, signaling that the franchise is ready to chase greatness without compromise. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.